Hi everyone, I am Teacher Will and welcome to Statistics and Probability subject. This is the first video of Module 2 Normal Distribution, and for today's video, we will learn about normal probability distributions and its properties and how to find areas under normal curve. So let's start. Normal probability distribution is also known as Gaussian distribution or simply a normal curve. It provides a graphical representation of statistical values that are needed in describing the characteristics of populations as well as in making decisions. It is defined by an equation that uses the population mean and the standard deviation. Okay, so marami tayong may encounter sa module na ito ng mga normal curves. And they have different values of population mean and different values of standard deviation. But they shared the same properties and characteristics. So let's see what are those characteristics. So let's use this figure. By the way, this is what a normal curve looks like to understand the properties of normal probability distribution. So first, the normal distribution is a bell shape. So hugis bell daw po siya. Ayan. So, kahit ano pang normal curve yan, kahit iba-iba po yung values ng mean niya at standard deviation, pare-parehas lang sila ng na bell shape. Okay? Second, the mean, median, and mode are equal and located at the center of the distribution. So, same po ang kanilang values. Dito siya sa center ng distribution natin. Okay, dito siya. Then, the normal distribution curve is unimodal. Meaning, iisa lang daw po yung highest peak niya, which is ito lang po. Yan. The center of your normal curve, which is the mean. The curve is symmetrical about the mean. Since ang mean natin ay nasa gitna, mahahati niya daw po itong ating normal curve sa parehas na proportion. So, itong part na to, itong side na to, ay same proportion daw ng side na ito. So, symmetrical siya about the mean. Next, the width of the curve is determined by the standard deviation of the distribution. So, yung width daw ng curve, ito po yung width. Ayan. It is determined by standard deviation. So, itong part na to, 3 standard deviation away from the mean. And so, itong side na to is 3 standard deviation din away from the mean. So, kung mapapansin niyo, yung width niya is 6 standard deviations lahat. Diba? Next, the total area under the normal curve is 1. So, yung total area daw nito, o yung proportion ng buong normal curve natin is 1. So, sabi natin kanina, symmetrical siya about the mean dito sa gitna. So, ibig sabihin, kung 1 ang area ng buong ito, ang kalahati ay 0.5. Tama? Ang kalahati is 0.5. Ayan. So, 0.5 yung area nitong part na to at 0.5 din yung area ng part na to. Ayan. So, symmetrical kasi siya about the mean. Okay? And 0.5 plus 0.5, that is 1. So, ang total area is 1. Ayan. The distribution curve is asymptotic to the baseline. Meaning, as the values gets larger and larger to the positive direction, ito po siya, positive direction. The tail of our normal curve, itong tail, yan pong tail, approaches, but it will never touch our horizontal axis or itong baseline po natin. Gayun din po dito sa ating negative direction, yung tail din po dyan, it will approach but it will never touch the baseline. Okay po. Yan, so kaya po siya asymptotic. It will never touch. Yan, standard normal distribution. Since ang normal distribution natin can have different values of mean and standard deviation, pwede po natin siyang standardized by setting our mean to 0 and the standard deviation to 1. Sa standard normal distribution, ang mean po natin ay 0. Ayan. Then, ang standard deviation niya is 1. So, 1 lang daw po yung distance niya from the mean. So, yung first standard deviation natin is 1. And the second standard deviation natin, of course, is 2. And the third standard deviation natin is 3. Ayan, away from 0 po yan. Ganun din sa left side, 1 standard deviation then away from 0, which is below the 0, ayan, is negative 1. And 2 standard deviation below 0 is negative 2. And 3 standard deviation below 0 is negative 3. Ayan. So, itong mga standardized values natin dito sa baseline or the x-axis is also known our z-score or z-values. Itong mga to ha. Ayan. Yan po yung z. So, those are z-scores. Ayan, z-scores or the z-values. Okay? So this standard values or the z-value is the equivalent value of a raw score x expressed in terms of the means and the standard deviation of our distribution. It is calculated by subtracting your mean from the measurement x and dividing the result by the standard deviation. So this final result, which is the z-score, represents the distance between your given measurement x and the mean expressed in standard deviation. So either the z-score locates x within sample or within a population. The table of areas under the normal curve is known as the z-table. So this z-table shows the areas under the normal curve for every z-scores from the mean. So let's say this is the normal curve. Ayan. I'm sorry. Ayan. So, ang mga areas daw po dito sa ating z-table ay yung areas between z at ng ating mean, which is 0. Yan. Yan po yung area na yon. So, yung mga areas po natin, ito po yung nasa loob ng ating table. At yung z-scores naman natin ay itong nasa gilid po, itong nasa first column at saka nasa first row. So, yung first 2 digit ng z-score natin ay dito. At yung last digit ng z-score natin, which is the 100 place of decimal, is ito naman po siya. Ayan. Suppose that we have z-value. Z is equal to 1.85. Ayan. Let's say, yan yung z natin. Let's find the area correspond to 1.85. So, unang step, hanapin muna natin yung first 2 digit dito sa first column. Okay po? So, yung first 2 digit natin is 1.8, which is, ayan po siya. Ayan. Then, yung last digit naman natin, hanapin natin sa first row, which is 0.05. Ayan, 0.05. Ito po siya. So, ngayon, titingnan po natin yung intersection nila. So, ito po yung 1.8, then dito yung 0.05. So, ito yung intersection niya. So, therefore, yung area between 1.85 and the mean is 0.4678. So, ganun lang gamitin yung z-table. Okay? Next, let's have more examples. Alright, so let's find the area that correspond to z-value 1. Yan. So, pakita nga natin kung saan yung area na hinahanap natin sa normal curve. So, number 1, let's draw a normal curve. Yan. So, this is the mean, which is the 0. So, ang hinahanap natin na z is 1. Again, may tatlong standard deviation tayo. So, ang 1 natin ay ito. Of course, ito. Ito yung 1. Yan. So, yung area na hinahanap natin ay ito po. Which is, hahanapin natin sa z-table. Okay. So, yung 1, kapag naka 3-digit form siya is 1.00. Tama? So, yung 1.0 yung hahanapin ninyo doon sa z-table. Yan. Then, yung last digit naman is 0. So, 0.00. So, yung intersection niya ay yan, 0.3413. So, ganun lang po siya. Okay. Next. Number 2. Find the area that corresponds to the z-value 1.36. Yan. So, draw natin yung normal curve. At yung 1.36 natin is between ng 1 at 2, syempre, no? Between ng 1 and 2. Let's say, ito siguro siya. Sabihin na natin yan siya. Okay po. 1.36. Ayan. So, yung area na hinahanap po natin ay itong area na to. Okay. So, itong area na to ay na natin. So, yung first 2 digit is 1.3. Then, the last digit is 0.06. So, the answer is 0.4131. So, yan yung area na to. Okay po. Then, number 3. Find the area correspond to the z-value negative 2.8. So, we have negative 1 here, negative 2, then negative 3. Ayan. Saan ang negative 2.8? Malamang sa gitna siya ng negative 3 at negative 2. So, sabihin natin banda dito. Ayan, dyan. Banda dyan. Negative 2.58. Ayan. So, yung area na hanapin natin ay itong part na. Okay po. Ayan. kung mapapansin nyo sa z-table natin, wala tayong makikita negative values, tama? So, pero kasi, sabi natin, ang normal distribution or ang normal curve ay symmetrical about the mean. So, meaning, same yung ating ang area sa positive values sa negative values. Kung ano man yung area ng 2.58 sa positive values, yun din yung area ng 2.58 sa negative values. Okay po. So, yun na lang din yung hanapin natin. Una, hanapin ang 2.5 sa z-table. Next, hanapin ang 8. Tingnan ang intersection that will give us point. Okay, ito ay 0.4951. Ayan. So, yan po yung area na yan. Ayan. So, siguro naintindihan kung paano gamitin ang z-table. Let's have more example on how we find areas under normal curve. So, now, find the area under the standard normal curve which lies to the left of 0.94. So, una, gawa muna tayo ng normal curve natin para mas ma-visualize natin kung ano yung area ng to the left of 0.94. Ayan. So, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, then negative 1, negative 2, then negative 3. So, yung 0.94 natin, banda bago mag-1, tama? So, banda siya dito. Ayan. 0.94. So, yung hinahanap po natin is to the left. So, to the left, ibig sabihin, lahat po nang nandito. Mula sa 0.94 hanggang sa lahat ng nasa left niya. Ayan. So, ngayon, kaya ba nating hanapin yan gamit yung z-table? So, kung matatandaan nyo, ang sabi ko, sa z-table, ang kaya lang po nating hanapin ay between sa z-score hanggang sa mean lang. So, ito lang po ang kaya nating hanapin. Ito lang ang kaya nating hanapin sa z-table. How about itong part na to? Paano natin malalaman kung ano yung area niyan? So, kung matatandaan ninyo, sabi natin sa properties, symmetrical po siya about the mean. So, meaning, ang area po ng kalahati ay 0.5. Ayan. So, i-add lang natin siya sa area na to. Alam na natin yung area ng to the left of 0.94. Okay? So, hanapin sa z-table ang 0.94. So, 0.9 muna. Ayan, 0.9. Then, 0.04. So, we have 0.3264. So, i-add lang natin 0.50 plus 0.3264. So, we have 0.8264. Ayan. So, this is the area which lies to the left of 0.94. So, find the area under the standard normal curve which lies to the right of negative 0.65. Drawing muna tayo ng normal curve. Ayan. 0.65 daw. Negative 0.65. So, we have negative 1, negative 2, then negative 3. So, yung negative 6.65 is bago mag-negative 1 yun. Tama? So, ito siya. Ayan. Negative 0.65. Ayan. So, ang to the right ay itong part na to. Part na yan. So, again, ang buong kalahati is 0.50. Itong part na to is 0.50. Then, sa z-table, kaya nating hanapin yung area ng 0.65 hanggang sa 0. Tama? Sa z-table lang po yan. So, hanapin natin. 0.6 po muna. 0.6. Yan. Then, 5. 0.05. So, we have 0.2422. So, 0.5 plus 0.2422. So, that is 0.7422. Ayan. So, ito yung area which lies to the right of negative 0.65. So, find the area under the standard normal curve which lies to the right of 1.76. Ayan. So, drawing muna tayo. Ayan. 1.76. Uh-huh, 1.76. Ay, ano. Kasi nulat yun. We have 1, 2, 3. So, 1.76, banda gitna po siya ng 1 at 2. So, sabihin na natin dito banda. Ayan, dyan banda siya. Ayan. So, 1.76. Ang hinahanap po ay to the right. So, to the right. So, itong part na yan. Ayan, yan ang hinahanap po natin. Okay? So, paano hanapin yan? Kung sa z-table, ang kaya nating hanapin ay itong part na to ng between 1.76 at 0. Ayan. At 0. Paano natin hahanapin tong part na to? Sa analyze ninyo. Yan. Kung tatandaan nyo na naman po, ang buong kalahati po natin ay 0.5. Tama? Itong buong kalahating to ay 0.5. So, ima-minus lang natin itong makukuha natin sa z-table. Makukuha na natin to. Tama? So, ganun lang po yan. So, we have 0.5 minus. Okay. Minus lang natin yung 1.76. Hanapin ang 1.7. Then 0.06. So, we have 0.4608. Pag-minus lang. So, the answer is 0.0322. Okay. So, this is the area which lies to the right of 1.76. Okay? Alright, number 4, find the area under the standard normal curve which lies to the left of negative 0.85. Yan, to the left naman. So, let's draw a normal curve. Yan. So, ay, hindi yata nakagitna. Wait lang. Dito natin. So, dito banda yan. Yan. So, this is 0, the mean. And we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So, ang negative 0.85 ay banda bago mag negative 1. Tama? Yan, dyan po siya. So, negative 0.85. So, ang hinahanap natin ay to the left. So, ang to the left niya ay itong part na to. Yan. So, yan po yung hinahanap natin. So, analyze natin. Again, ang buong kalahati is 0.50. Ang buong kalahati natin ay 0.50. Itong buong kalahati. At sa z-table, kaya nating hanapin itong part na to. So, kung ima-minus lang natin itong part na to sa 0.50, kaya na natin kunin itong part na to. Tama? So, lagi nyo lang i-analyze kung paano ba natin gagamitin yung mga areas sa z-table para makuha yung mga hinahanap nating area na yan. So, 0.5 minus, hanapin natin yung 0.85 sa z-table. We have 0.8, tapos 0.05, tama? We have 0.3023. Okay. Minus lang natin, 0.5 minus 0.3023, we have 0.1977. So, ito yung areas that lies between, to the left of negative 0.85. So, ganun lang po siya. So, for number 5, we are looking for the area under the normal curve which lies between 0.87 and 1.28. Drawing muna natin yung normal curve para makakita natin kung ano ba yung area na hinahanap. Let's draw a normal curve. There. Ayan. So, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, then negative 3. Ayan. Ang hinahanap po natin ay between nila, itong kalahati nila. So, analyze ninyo, paano kaya natin makukuha ito? Gamit lang yung mga areas ng nasa z-table. Kung may isip ninyo, yung area between 0.87 at 0 ay kaya nating hanapin sa z-table. At yung area naman between 1.28 at ng 0 is kaya din hanapin sa z-table. So, kung ibabawas natin yung area ng 0.87 sa area ng 1.28, makukuha na natin yung area nitong nasa gitna. Tama? So, ganun lang siya. Pag minus lang natin ang area ng 1.28 sa area ng 0.87. So, tingnan na natin. Area ng 1.28, hanapin muna natin. 1.2, yan, at saka 0.08. We have 0.3997. 0.3997. Then, i-minus natin yung area ng 0.87. So, 0.8 muna. 0.8, then 0.07. So, we have 0.3078. 0.3078. So, ipag-minus lang natin, yun na yung area that lies between 0.87 and 0.128. So, ipag-minus lang, we have 0.0919. So, yan yung area po na yun. Okay? So, last example, we have to find the area under the normal curve which lies between negative 0.34 and 0.62. Okay? So, drawn muna natin ang ating normal curve. Yan. Sorry, medyo humaba. We have 1, 2, then 3, then 0. Then we have negative 1, negative 2, then negative 3. So, yung ating negative 0.34, dito siya banda. Sabihin na natin banda dito siya. Ayan. So, ayan ang negative 0.34. Then, ang 0.62 naman natin, let's say dito banda siya. Ayan. 0.62. So, ang hinahanap nating area, itong nasa gitna po nila. At kung i-analyze po natin, ang area na kaya nating hanapin sa z-table ay itong area ng between 0.62 at ng 0 at between ng 0.34 at ng 0. Okay? So, kung mapapansin nyo, ipag-a-add lang natin, kaya na natin makuha yung area ng nasa gitna nila. So, hanapin natin ang area ng 0.34. So, hanapin ang 0.3. Yan. Then, 0.04. So, we have 0.1331. Yan. Then, add natin yung area ng 0.62. 0.6 muna. Then, 0.02. We have 0.2324. Yan. So, ipag-a-add lang po. So, the answer is 0.3655. Yan. So, the area that lies between negative 0.34 and 0.62 is 0.3655. Ayan, or 36.55%. Alright, so that's all for our first video. Pasensya na sa mga ingay ng aso or other noises. And no worries, we will continue our lesson on the next video. So, thank you so much for listening. Make sure to hit the notification bell and get updated with our lessons. Bye!